Hey, Steve Basic Architect. Yeah, we are live. Actually, we're recorded. I'm live right now, but we're recorded, so I don't know exactly what the correct term is, but we're in the Vibe Studio. We're talking building. I got a beautiful picture behind me, and one thing to notice is everything is black when it's not the window. All the opaque parts of the wall are black. Now you're probably wondering why. Well, in this case here, we are going to do a series of sidings, but they are going to have an open joint. So this is an open joint rain screen system. And the thing about open joints, two things. One, if I left the zip board untreated on this house, then there is a UV warranty that comes into question. Now, if I took that board, and I have done this, and I have a 3/16 inch space, and that's on a furring strip, and my zip is here, then the angle of the sun here, there's probably not much that's going to hit that board. But as a precaution, we want to make sure that it is protected. But more importantly, when a person is standing here and they're looking, when they look through that joint, the question is, what do I want to see, right? If I'm using zip, it's a beautiful color green, but I probably don't want to see green on the inside. I want to just have it fade into the shadows, look like a crack, and be somewhat ambiguous behind that. So what do? We treat this whole wall, and in this case here, we have a building paper. That's just a black asphaltic type building paper. And then these are 1x3 wood furring strips that are simply applied to the top. Now, these wood furring strips are painted. All right. So, builder took the time, painted all three sides, the two sides and that one face, did it on a horse with a roller. It doesn't have to be a perfect paint job because it just has to be the color black. So it's a pretty quick process to do that, but then that reveals all black. Now, another option is, in this case here, same type of project, open joint rain screen, and it's about a 3/16 inch opening. We have our window trim around. Also notice the black building paper is on there. But the furring strips are just the raw wood, and those are 1x3 there. In New England here, we just call it ceiling strapping, right? We get it, we strap our ceilings. We say 1x3, which translates to 3/4 by 2.5, but a lot of times they're like 11/16, but 3/4 inch is a good number. So the same thing applies here. Well, how do we want to make that all black out? And notice on that side of the photo, it is all blacked out. So let's take a look at that. What the builder did was he took the black building paper, took the roll, and just cut it. I think they cut it with a Sawzall, right, into 5-inch strips. And notice they're just hammer tacking that strip over the top. Remember, I don't care if water gets behind it, because behind this paper, I have my Zip R board, and that is what is my weather resistive barrier. So everything in front of that is somewhat sacrificial in nature, meaning that that's really not stopping the water, right? Water, things can get wet, they can dry, those furring strips can get wet, they can dry. So the fact that there's a 1x3 under here and there's a little flap there and a little flap there, and this is just getting stapled there, it's not a problem. The issue here is that we simply cover it so that when we look through the joint, we don't see that green zip board. So there you have the wall completed and ready for siding. The one thing that I'll point out is, notice you can see a slight discoloration there and here, and notice there's little pockets on the side that are darker, and those match that paper. But this stuff here is faded, and that is faded. Well, we installed the window, if you remember, in the earlier photo. Those get installed first, and then all the black building paper would come up afterwards. Well, to install the sill means we had to put a piece of paper apron and get that integrated into our sill flashing, and then we just lightly stapled that so that later we could come pop that paper off the staples, slide up the new sheet, drop that flap over, be properly shingle lapped in that location for water management systems, and then simply apply our furring strips to the top of that. So anyways, there you have it. When you want that inside of the rain screen to go unnoticed, you can either paint it or we can cover it. Until next time, it's the Basic Architect. Long live our buildings.